G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out with Julie. I am going to do a resin pour. I'm so excited. I'm just like dreaming resin at the moment. What colours I can do. I want to do them all. Right, today I've got my gloves on, I've got my armbands on to protect my wrists from resin. I'm using Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat. Part A and Part B, I've already mixed them up. They're equal amounts. This one is thicker and it's heavier, Part A. I think I've mixed up way too much resin. I've got 255 grams of Part A and 225 grams of Part B. It's actually equal amounts when measured in volume, but they weigh differently. Now I'm using Pixie Dust pigments today. So a dark pink, a medium pink, and then like a pale pink, dark pink, light pink, and a white. So this one's called fuchsia. This one is called ice pink, and the white is mermaid crystal white. So I'll put the link for Pixie Dust pigments down below. They're in Australia, and I've mixed them up already. So I want sort of darkest to lightest, and I've also got some silver glitter sprinkles, Rebel, silver ignition dust from Just For You Online UK. I did get some other things from them as well, but I thought I'll try out their silver because I don't want anything that's like too heavy, you know, like glitter that kind of clumps in the middle. So I'm going to try out that one. I'm not sure if Pixie Dust have silvers and things. I'll have to have a look. Maybe Mel can send me some samples of glitters. All right, and now I've just got the silver in there. It's a thicker paste. All right, I've still got lots left over. I wasn't sure how much I needed because I've got 6 coasters here, so let's just get going, hey? Oh, it's exciting. I was going to do like a really, really pale, but not have any of this darker pink. And I thought, oh, maybe I need some contrast. So these are the coasters that I've made. Hopefully you've seen me do those. So it's very exciting. I'm getting to pour on these. Let's get the sticks out of the way so I don't knock anything over. Right, I'm going to try for a thin little line of this fuchsia, because your colour on the outside tends to take over and run into the middle. So a little bit. I might actually zoom you in once. Oh, no, it's all right. Then you can't see my colours. If I zoom you in too far, you can't see this back row here, can you? Now the Stone Coat seems to be a thicker, well, it definitely is a thicker resin than what I have been using, the Barnes Clarity. I did what the label said on the back. I put them in hot water. They've been sitting in there for the last hour while I went and had lunch. Bit of a pain, I guess, but it did help. They're much easier to pour out, much thinner. So I guess if you're going to be using this Stone Coat Art Coat, then it's something that you'll probably have to do is warm your resin up. It poured out easier, it mixed easier, not many bubbles. So I guess that's what we need to do. Seems like different resins have got different viscosity, as in the different thicknesses of them. Do I need any more? Let's not use all of it, hey? There's a tiny, tiny little bit left. And I don't want to put too much in. Now the next thing I want to do is put in some clear, because the clear reacts really, really nicely with the mica powders on the outside. So we'll put some in. I have got more clear left over, as I said, so I just didn't want to fill my cups up too much, these little paper cups, because they're not easy to pour when they're too full. I might just use this cup here. I'm not sure how much resin these are going to hold, my little coasters that I've made, my silicone molds, I should say. Not sure how much they're going to hold. So I'll just get everything even so that they're all touching touching that darker pink. That's about right. I've got my wet wipe here to wipe my hands on. Baby wipes. Okay, so the next color going in is this pretty pink. I love this. So I'm happy to put more of it in. I only wanted a little bit of the pink around the outside. And I've only made 1 cup of it, but I have got more clear if I need to make more up. So I'll just put that in. Because I said I'm not sure how much resin these new molds can take. Oh, now I must remember to torch. I keep forgetting to torch halfway through. Oh, look at that. That's pretty perfect, if I do say so myself. I think that's pretty evenly distributed with the pink. I did get another little round mold ready just in case I needed to get rid of some resin. I'm going to keep stirring this that's in here because I don't want it to go hard. I did that the other day and I went to use it. It was all rock hard and I thought, oh well, must keep stirring that. Okay, so let's torch. Oh, look how pretty it's looking already. I'm just using my little creme brulee torch. It does work a lot better, I've found, than my little heat gun. It's just an embossing gun. It's not like a proper heat gun. I have ordered a heat gun. It's coming from eBay because the one I wanted wasn't in stock at any of the Bunnings stores. The XU1, I think it's called. And I really wanted that one because it's a little bit smaller. It's not as huge and powerful. It's more, I think it's more of a craft heat gun. It's a blue one, XU1 I think it is. So I've ordered it from eBay. Okay, so that's that. Now, look at that. Look at the effects we're getting already. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to pour my white in. I should have enough to go for each of these again. Hope so. In the middle, try and get the center if you can. Try not to let it drip because it'll spoil your design. Rather catch the drips. In the middle. Whoops, that one's filling up already. Okay, how's that looking? I think I can put a little bit more in. The white's sinking, isn't it? Look at that one. It's really sinking. I just have to make sure I've got enough room for my silver and enough room for some more clear. So I'm not sure how much I can still put in. I'll stand back and have a little look. Nothing's leaking, is it? Because I did that water test. This one here's the fullest. I could probably put a little bit more white. Oh, look at the effects that the white's doing. Wowzers. I'll probably put a little bit more in. I won't put any more in that end one because it's pretty full already by the looks of it. So pretty. All right, now I need to wipe my hands again. Look at those effects, you guys. I wonder if I can zoom you in. I did clean my hands. Let's see if I can zoom you in. Hang on. Can I zoom with gloves? Oh yeah, I can. There we go. Right, now what I want to do, do I put the silver in first or the clear first? No, let's torch again. Let's torch. I keep forgetting to torch as I'm going. Now silicone is heat proof, you know, they make those silicone baking trays and cake tins and all that out of silicone, so they should be pretty resistant to heat, but you've still got to be careful not to over torch. And I can see a little hair in there. Go, you know, everything's coming into the middle, so push into the middle with your stick as well if you're going to pick something up. Try not to push in the opposite direction. You can look across the top and see if there's any little bits of fluff and stuff. Now that dark pink's really taken over, hey? It's sort of floating across the top and the others are sinking underneath it. Just amazing how it changes. I think what I'll do is put a little bit of silver in each, and then I'm going to pour the clear on top because it'll just disperse the silver. So let's do that a little bit and catch the drips because you don't want that spilling. That'll really ruin your effect if it spills. Try and catch the drips. So this, I only used a little bit of resin with this silver just to kind of make it a paste. Whoops, a drip there. I wonder if I can catch that and put it back in somewhere. Can you go back in there? Actually, it won't matter because I'm gonna tip clear over it, aren't I? So it'll push it out anyway. So it'll be fine. A little bit of silver. Still got a little bit left. I didn't make up very much. I'm going to give this resin in here another stir. It's starting to go thick. All right, now I'm going to pour my clear into that silver and just spread it out and kind of fill these a little bit more. Take them up to the top with clear. And you need a little bit of clear, but not too much because I don't want you overflowing like so. So that'll just sort of disperse the silver. Hopefully you can have like a little clear center. It pushes everything back. So the silver has sunk. All right, now I'm just going to put a little bit more clear and just top these up a little bit because I've got it. And I wouldn't mind if they kind of mounded. That way I don't get a lip on the coaster if they have more of a mound. And there's a little bit left, so I'm just going to pour it into my cup. It's easier to pour from the cup than it is from the big plastic cup. It's much easier to pour from the little paper cup. I ordered some more of these. I got a box of 1,000. It was cheaper buying it by the 1,000. Right, now I'm just going to try and make them all even. Just carefully so nothing overflows. So yeah, as I said, I would rather have them sort of mounding than not having enough in there and then, oops, I dropped, oh look, I dropped a bit. Yeah, so rather than them having a lip that you have to sand off. So that was pretty good actually. I've got a little bit left. Now I've got this, I've shown you this before. So with my leftover resin, I'm going to put some in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that little bit of silver that I've got with some clear, my leftover clear, because I think that'll be pretty, hey? So just silver and a little bit of clear. And we'll mix that. And that can go in on top of that blue that I've got. Because, I mean, if you get a choice, you might as well make it look pretty, you know, blues, silver, I guess. I wonder if it'll sink in there. I'm just going to put it there for now. Let's finish torching this one and then I'll move on to that other one. Here we go. So it's not really the baby pink that I was thinking of doing. I had baby pink in my mind, but because I've used that fuchsia on the outside, it's quite different to what I had envisaged to begin with. But I'll do a baby pink one at some other stage. I just wanted to see what would happen with this darker and lighter. I think on the bottom we may have more of the dark fuchsia, maybe. I don't know. I'm really keen to see what it looks like tomorrow when we unmold. And my molds are holding up. Look at that. Very happy with these. Look at them, they're holding up. Yay! Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, now I'm just going to put that there. And where's my silver? Let's pour some silver in just over the top of that blue that I used up the other day when I was doing my blue coasters. Can't remember which one it was. Was it the beach one or was it the other one? I can't remember now. Might have been the beach one. Okay, so there we go. Some silver. And we'll move that out of the way. And I just put this over the top of it so I don't get any dust in it. This one I will get a canvas with some big push pins underneath it, and I'll put it over the top. But I'm going to take you in for a close-up. Turn off the ring light. Take you in for a close-up. It's changing already, isn't it? I have to put my fingers in the way of the camera. Let's come around. So it looks as if, it's that dark edge I put in, looks as if that might actually have sunk. So when we turn it over, we might have the dark pink edge. So they're looking really pretty. You can see a little bit of a sparkle there from the silver. The clear that I pushed on top of the silver, and it's moved all the silver out to the side, so hopefully we'll get a little clear center and then a sparkle around the outside. But I think depending on how these turn out, you can see the left hand side there, that pretty pink, it's what I kind of wanted, baby pink. I wasn't going to use the fuchsia, and then the last minute I thought, oh, let's put some fuchsia in just for some contrast. But we'll do another one another day and just do baby pink. So there we go. I will be back tomorrow. These take a long time. Oh, that's the other thing, the other difference. These take 24 hours and they're still bendy. I know a lot of people, I watch them on YouTube and they take them out after 24 hours and they're still bendy. And I thought, mine aren't like that because I use the Barnes Clarity and they are rock hard like after 6 hours. But these ones are bendy. So we will see you tomorrow for the great unmolding. See you then. Here we go. It's unmolding day. Now, first off, I must say that I am not real happy with the result of this dark pink, how it's kind of just floated across the top. I don't think I used too much. I had a similar result earlier on in my resin experience where I didn't put enough mica powder in the resin and it kind of just floated. So I think that was my problem. I just didn't put too much in, enough in. But let's take them out. Now they're with this, what's it called? Stone coat, countertop. I have found that it's still quite bendy after 24 hours. As opposed to, just going to put my other glove on, as opposed to the Barnes Clarity, which is dry with, like you can touch it in like 6-8 hours. So I don't think I'll be able to put any silver on the edges today because I'll have to wait until it's hardened and then I can, oh, it's coming out, look at that. And then I can sand the bits that I need to sand and then paint. Bit. Oh, it's because I had a bit of overflow there, but see how it's kind of bendy. All right, so that's the top. The edges are pretty good. Actually, it's not taking as long as I thought. I thought I was going to fast forward it, but it's not too bad. There's that one. Again, don't like that side. It would have been fine if I hadn't have, if I'd put more mica powder in. So next time. And again, the other side, all shimmery, very pretty. Yeah, just too much silver. Maybe I'm going to try it without adding any silver. like to my centers, or maybe come in like after the resin's been sitting a while, after I've finished pouring, you know, wait 10 minutes or so and then put something on, and hopefully it'll just stay on top. I don't have my glitter flakes yet. I've ordered them, but they haven't arrived yet. So, like gold flakes, silver flakes, I've ordered them, but they haven't arrived yet. So maybe those would look better, because I like the center here. But I just don't like how you've got so much silver on the back. So that's that one. So I will have to wait until these are dried. Look how easy they're popping out though. I'm so impressed with the molds I made. So impressed. Sticking a little bit where, you know, the overflow was, but overall. Now I don't know what these are. I don't know whether there are bubbles or that have popped up afterwards, because I popped all the bubbles that I saw. So I don't know what those are. I haven't seen those before. Maybe it's just part of the effect. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Don't know what they are. Oh, it's got a lot of silver in it. See how the silver's just taken over? So, I mean, it's still pretty and you can see through. It's just, look, I don't think they're ever what you expect them to be. That one came out easy. So I'll have to wait till they dry, I'll sand them, and then I'll come back to you and we'll paint the edges. And I'll show you the finished product. All right, see you then. These are so much fun, I love them. Have a go, you guys. Just make sure you do the water test, okay? Really important. All right, I'll see you for the next one. For the update. See you soon. The other thing with these guys, I just trimmed all the edges off. And people are saying to me, you know, when you're finished, do you just peel these off? And, well, no, you don't. The whole idea of doing this is so that you've got reusable molds. Okay, that's the whole idea of doing this. So what you want to do is make sure that they stick really well so that you can just reuse this again and again and again. Like, I don't understand why people would want to take them off. So, yeah, don't know. So, make sure they're stuck really well. Do your water test. Make sure that nothing's leaking. And, you know, this is quite valuable. You can use this over and over and over. So, you know, a set of molds like this, from, you know, those expensive ones, they can cost you like $100, $120. So you can do this yourself and definitely reuse them. So just wanted to clear that up, okay? Right, I'll see you when I'm ready to paint the edges. I brought you out onto my deck. The mowing stopped, but there's still some music in the background from neighbours. Now, I am doing this outside because I've just filed my edges with just this emery board nail file. It's still a bit bendy. I didn't wait the extra day. I just wanted to get it done. Now I'm using, you've seen me use the gold before. This is the silver on the Model Master. Just a nice shimmery silver. I don't know whether you can see it, it might be a little bit dark, but that's what I'm using. And I'm using my silver Krylon pen as a paintbrush, just because I find it really easy. It's much easier than using an actual paintbrush. So just dip that in there. I've done 2 already. You'll have to excuse all the noise in the background. It's Sunday today, so you wouldn't think it's the middle of winter, would you? But it's the middle of winter, sun's shining, birds are chirping. People are out with their mowers, and somebody's got music on in the background, but what can you do? I didn't want to do the filing inside and get dust everywhere, and then I was sitting out here and I thought I might as well just paint while I'm out here. So I'm just dipping that in. The nib's really easy. I find the brush, the little hairs on the brush, some go on that side, some go on this side, and it's just difficult. I think if I had like a shorter sort of stumpy thick brush or hard brush, it might have worked a little bit better, but this Krylon pen works really well, and when I'm done with it I just give it a wipe. I've got my glove on just to hold the middle, and I'm trying not to touch the wet paint on the side. So I'll just do one real quick. When I did the gold the other day, I put them down on some baking paper to dry, and then when I lifted them up, that kind of bled onto the other side. Because it's wet paint, it doesn't dry straight away, so that's why I thought this cookie cooling rack might be a better option than sitting them on the baking paper, grease-proof paper, whatever you want to call it. I actually like how these edges are a little bit uneven and like a little bit rocky looking. You know, it looks really quite natural and quite organic, so I haven't sanded them right back to make them like a very smooth up and down straight side. I really like the little differences in the sides there. I think it looks really quite natural, because these are supposed to be, you know, agates, which are rock. So yeah, I like it. I like it. So yeah, I didn't do much sanding at all, just the little rough edges or where the overflows were, and then I left the rest. So I didn't actually have to get my Dremel out, my electric Dremel. I just did it with the nail file. There's Izzy crying in the background. She wants to come out and sit with me. Okay, so that's pretty much the edges done. It's a bit dark out here, I know. I mean, it's still the middle of the afternoon, but it's just not as bright as it is in my studio. Right, now I'm going to use this nib and go half on and half off, so that I'm just getting a little bit of silver on that top edge. I don't like it too thick, just a little bit like that. And then you do have to wipe it off a little bit off your nib, otherwise it can go a bit blobby and you end up with a big blob there. This stuff's really hard to get off, so if you do make a mistake, I think the only thing that takes it off is nail polish remover. You know, is it acetone? I've tried alcohol wipes, it doesn't work. I haven't actually got any acetone. I think that's what it's called. I'm not allowed to wear nail polish at work, so I don't actually have any nail polish or any nail polish remover. But next time I go and get some groceries, I will get some. And then if you do have a little bit of a mistake or a smudge, you can just dip a cotton wool bud into it and into the acetone. There's the kookaburras in the background. I think that little bit smudged from when I did the side. Hey kookaburras! They'll be coming over to visit me very shortly for their dinner. They don't go too far during the day. Alright, I know it's taking a little while, but I thought you might want to see me do just one, and then I will continue to sit here on the deck. Lovely afternoon, listen to the birds, get my dogs out, and we'll just sit here and finish these off. It's a little bit time consuming. If you make a mistake, you can wipe it off straight away, but any longer than that, you do have to get that acetone out. What do you think of these coasters that I've made? Do you like the shape? I think they're really cool. I'm going to use them again and again. I have ordered my geode ones from, I think I ordered them from, I ordered them from a few different places, but yeah, because the postage is so slow at the moment, they just haven't arrived. So I'm having a play with these because it's better than nothing, isn't it? Oh, there we go, look at that. What do you think? I think it's really pretty, hey? Alright, I'm just going to put it over here very gently. I'm just going to like slide it off real quick. So I've done 3 now. I've got another 3 to do. So I will leave you there. I'll finish these 3 and then I'll show you them all done. All right, see you then.